Jesus.
If you want to know, the M26 Pershing is a medium tank, but in Road to Valor, it is a heavy tank.
What?
Say psych right now.
Uh-oh.
Pershing, what is it you want?
I think I hear your mom calling for you.
What do you mean by that?
Holy shit! The cavalry has arrived!
Oh shit.
The M26 Pershing is what the Yankees come up with when Enforcerman and Tiger finally make out with each other, leaving this oily mess behind.
You click me one more time and I will fucking smoke you.
It is classified as a heavy tank in the final stages of the war, but those damn Yankees called it a medium tank when the Koreans had started fighting each other. And since we are playing a World War II based game, we are going to call it a heavy tank. It has equipped a 90mm M3 anti-tank gun, which is designed to purposely penetrate Tigers with ease. This can also be found equipped on the M36 Michael Jackson. As a heavy tank, damage to all targets is okay after all. But let me tell you something first. The M26 Pershing does more damage than your average war-matched Tiger. Except the Osphere one, of course. But there's a catch. The M26 Pershing has a range of only 11 tiles, while the war-matched Tiger has a range of 12 tiles, making it so for the Tiger to shoot on the lead. Remember, hands shot first. Reload speed is 3.5 seconds, which is balanced for a heavy tank, I should say. Hit radius is extra small, so if you see a pile of oak stumps headed your way, you will have no problem at terminating the threat after all. Oh, and don't forget, this thing has equipped a M2 Browning heavy machine gun, which can be found sitting on top of the tank. This HMG does more damage to infantry than the Tiger's MG34, because Dream Motion wanted it to be as much realistic as possible. Damage to vehicles and buildings is mediocre, but is okay as it should be. Attack speed is 0.2 seconds, which is considered as balanced as usual. Range is the same as its main armament, 11 tiles, which is a slight disadvantage at that point. But wait, your total hit points for the Pershing is pretty much standard for a heavy tank, except that it has less hit points than the war-matched Tiger, even though the Pershing has added more armor than it. Speed is normal, because the Pershing is more lighter than the Tiger in weight, and has pretty much a better sustained engine. We won't forget its ricochet effect, which will bounce off anti-tank rounds by a 7% chance. And now for the counters, and I mean, there are a lot of them. For the war-matched, Panzer Grenadiers and Fallschirmjägers are enough to bully this beast. Even anti-tank guns can also pose a threat to it. But if you want something that packs a powerful punch, I suggest on using the Panther against it, the perfect tank hunter at its finest. For the Osphere, Armada and Callus combo should be fine, but if you don't have Callus, the Puma should be a fine replacement. Armored stormtroopers work well against it too, but you have to put something in front to protect them from damage. And now for starters, use this deck of which I created. You can change units with anything you want, as long as that Pershing still sits right there in your deck. For the passive effects, you will need Barrel Change, for increased 10% damage for tanks, escapists, which explains that, Unbreakable Tracks, you know what I mean. And lastly, Fixed Sloped Armor, which increases the chance of ricochet by 14%. For the active skills, you will only need the Slugger and War Machine. Conclusion. I am rating this by a 7.5 to 10. Good damage, good speed, an okay secondary armament, slight disadvantage in range for both armaments, hit points is slightly disappointing as well. But that's it for today's unit review. Check out the community tab, so you can vote on which unit I would like to review next week. As always, I will see you next time, Generals. Make sure to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel.